What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Takz. You're tuned in for another episode of Future Perfect. I'm joined by two regulars now.
Hey yo, what is this? What's Hey yo, what's the deal, y'all? It's your boy Prophet, aka Percussion. Sounds of Percussion. I am because we are Future Perfect. You guys know what it is.
What's going on? This is Byron Morgan, a.k.a. Byron the Poet. It's okay, you can quote it. What's good, everyone? Ready to talk about the topic for tonight.
All right, so today we're getting into a different topic because what we're just going to do projections and speculations. This whole topic today, we're going to project the next year in music. So 2017 was a great year for music, but now we're going to do a lot of hot takes that we can listen to around this time next year and see how close we were. So let's start with hip hop. Who do you think's dropping albums next year?
Ooh. Who's dropping albums in hip hop?
All right, so I mean, off the jump, I know, Cole. Shout out to J. Cole and the Dreamville movement. They're probably dropping something.
Have to.
His whole crew is probably gonna drop something because we didn't hear anything from Bossy this year. We didn't hear from Kaz this year. We didn't hear anything from a lot of the cats in their camp. So I think we're gonna expect a lot from the Dreamville movement in 2018.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody I'm a big fan of, Don Q. I think Don Q's coming out with an album, and I think he's gonna bust people in their head when he does. Cause for example, like him and Dave East are kind of like same tier rappers for me. You know what I'm saying? They both I really appreciate their music, and so Dave East already announced he's dropping Paranoia too,
right?
January 18th. So I'm like, nah, there's no way that he's gonna just keep coming like this. And so I mean, he worked with Don Q, and I know they be competitively going at it. So I know he's coming 2018. I'm ready to see that.
Yeah,
big fan of his.
I also think we're gonna see another Schoolboy Q album in 2018. I mean, we didn't hear too much from him in 2017. So I think especially following the Blank Face album, the 2018 follow up to that is gonna be probably bananas. Actually, I mean, when you think about the TDE clique in general, I mean, you didn't hear much from Ab Soul, J-Rock, none of those cats this year, so I think 2018 for them is gonna be a big year, while Kendrick is probably still touring, for the Damn album.
Just to add to that, I think actually I like that a lot because I definitely think they have such a team player mentality that I feel like they let Kendrick rock and do his thing. Yeah. And while they building an arsenal so that they can now all drop heavy, and I think 2018 might be that year.
Yeah. I think so. Somebody that kind of went under the radar but had an interesting album this year too from the West Coast, Vince Staples.
Oh, okay.
Like the Big Fish Theory, that album was like quietly there was some tracks on there. I thought personally there was like some lyrical improvement there. And I think content and concept wise it was definitely there was something there as well. So I think it'd be interesting, especially because he got the new Def Jam deal. There's a follow up there, which also I must say, like building on that, thinking about the success of Big Sean in 2017, because the I Decided album, in my opinion, probably top 2 albums last year, considering like content, considering theory. Hell yeah! You can't tell me. You can't tell me on that album.
All right. Well, this has been an episode of Future Perfect.
Yo. All right. Look, I feel you, but at the end of the day,
I feel you, but
I'll name 6 albums better than that.
So give me.
Oh, we want to hear your projections, and then
all right. Ross is definitely dropping another album.
There you go.
But here's like the sleeper. Earl Sweatshirt's dropping one.
Woo!
Or dropping one next year.
Look, at the end of the day, though, I mean, Earl, everybody likes his lyricism, his raw and ruggedness, but at the end of the day, like, he don't move cats. He doesn't move cats.
Because he doesn't move himself. You feel me?
That's to me, that's weird.
It is.
Music is an emotional thing. Like, music is supposed to inspire people, but if you put in chaos in your music...
Hold on. He doesn't inspire cats, but if Kendrick Lamar says his favorite rapper is Earl Sweatshirt and Kendrick Lamar is inspiring cats, that's a chain reaction inspiration. That's a chain reaction inspiration.
But does he inspire him as a writer versus an artist, right? Because it's two different things.
Okay.
Well,
right?
as an artist,
like
no.
I could sit in a room with other writers who may make music, and I'm like, yeah, like I don't really feel your music, but what you just wrote right there, bananas. You know?
No, and that's that. Because Earl, as an artist, like, even still, you kind of see, like, even from early Odd Future, like, he was never really, like, he was just like, yo, I can rap really good. And, like, I kind of want to keep it at that.
Yeah.
Like, early Odd Future shit, like, when he was, like, he did some freestyles, he was going off. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, this nigga is nasty. But when it comes to, like, even performances, like, he don't really give you much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was the quiet one out of Odd Future, and them niggas, like, give you a lot when they're performing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, where some of them lack in, like, you know, lyrical ability, like, their performances were, like,
Right.
off the chain, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, I don't think that's going to change about Earl, but Earl's going to have a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think a shocker in 2017, and it'll be interesting to see how he builds on it in 2018, was Sci-Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That No Dope on Sundays album?
Yeah.
Clearly top 5 album in 2017. Hands down.
Now, is that above or below, I decided?
In my opinion.
I'm going to get this dude. Watch.
In my opinion.
I'm going to get him.
It was
Watch.
probably 4 or 5.
Get him.
4 or 5.
Okay. No, yeah. But is it above or below, I decided?
Yeah, I told you. Like, for me, the Big Sean album was number 2.
Can we take a second for this really quick?
No, so you said the
All right.
Sci-Hi was number 1?
No.
No, he said it was like 4. All right.
It was number
Like
4?
4 or
All
5.
right. So I
That
just
is 4.
So
4 or 5.
hold on, because I just because I know you,
Yeah.
because I know you,
Yeah.
you're saying Big Sean's album was
Yeah.
above Sci-Hi's album.
Yeah.
Right, y'all. So I usually don't do this, but this has been an episode of Future Podcast.
No, I got him. All right. Look. I'll take the two obvious ones out because that's not fair. If I said Kendrick and Jay, it would be over already. So, Big Sean's is better than Tyler's.
Fuck yeah.
This has been another. All right.
Tyler, the Creator?
Did you hear that album?
Yes, I heard the album. The only thing that struck me on that, sonically, he's an amazing, like, he had the help of people like Pharrell. He had the help of people like Organized Noise. He had the help of all kinds of cats on that album. Like, sonically, it was amazing. For me personally, Tyler, the Creator, is not a lyricist. Like, his music, in my opinion, doesn't, like, move me.
So we talking like lyrically, or are we just talking about like?
I like, so when I think of
All right,
best
give me your
albums,
criteria, yeah.
when I
Give
think
me your
about
criteria.
best
We need a
albums,
we need a
let's-
rubric, y'all.
Let's
We
put
need
the
a rubric.
here.
Because then I
So
got
think
like
of-
3 more for you before I accept your opinion.
I think about concept, right? I think about lyricism. I think about like the sonic, the melody, the instrumentation of the album. Like, how does it fit together? And then I also think about, just from being a business person, working in advertising, what was the reach? Like, how did it affect people? How did it affect the culture? How did it move the culture forward? Because at the end of the day, like, hip hop is a culture, and like, what are the albums doing to move the culture forward?
Well, I mean, for reach, Tyler hit number. Well, he was number 1 for hip hop. He would have been number 1 if it weren't for like, I think like Katy Perry or something dropping. He beat Meek first week.
There were a lot of albums that
Yo,
did
Meek
amazing
Mill?
for pre-sales
Well, no, what I'm saying though, like
this year. And
you-
hip hop had an amazing year.
No, but what I'm
for
saying is
album sales.
Because I want to just get this in before I get to my other 2. Right? You know the regard people hold Meek Mill. Meek Mill is in most people's top 5 in this generation.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So,
Ouch. Ouch.
I'm sorry. I
Hey,
mean,
yo,
I
I'm
can
not
name
gonna-
5 other
Belly's
rappers.
outside right now.
You know?
He's not gonna be in my top 5, but Meek is that dude.
I
yo.
mean, look.
Meek is my
When
man.
I need to
But
get
what
some
I-
extra
dude,
reps
what I-
in the gym, or hey, when I'm in the middle of my grind, like I'll throw Meek on all day. But when I'm trying to be inspired,
listen to the song "Save Me" and then say that again.
I mean, look, I like that song a lot. I like that song a whole lot. It's been on repeat several times.
There's a
throughout the
reason.
year.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
Look, like, I feel
Nah.
you,
All right,
but I'm
all
just
right.
saying, like.
But you know the
again,
regard people hold Meek Mill. For him
Yeah.
to be outsold by Tyler
Yeah,
says something.
I mean, but there were a lot of people that outsold Meek and Tyler this
No,
year.
but I'm saying that week they dropped the same week.
Yeah, But again,
that's what I'm saying though.
there were a lot of people that outsold Tyler and Meek first week sales.
Can I be unfair here?
I guess
Can I
help
be
me. What's
unfair
the point that so I can help move the needle? For
Can I be unfair? Can we talk about that? When we talk about the sales, I gotta just mention.
No, I don't like. I mentioned the sales, but he was talking about the reach, and I was like, oh,
it's not about. And I'm not necessarily talking about reach because you can easily say like, yo, like Jid, right? We were just talking about him, like in Atlanta, he's moving the culture forward. In terms of bringing lyricism back to the music, Earth Gang, like those cats, they're like the new Outcast.
Yeah.
So they're moving the culture forward. I'm not just talking
All right,
about
I'll let you get this off
album
and I got
sales.
this.
This is what I'll say, right? When you look at Meek Mill's fan base demographic and you look at Tyler the Creator's fan base demographic,
Yeah.
I think it only makes sense that Tyler the Creator is going to sell more than Meek Mill.
Oh, of course.
Even if Meek Mill's album is 10 times better than
Of
his.
course.
Tyler
because
doesn't
of
have the same reach as me.
You said what?
Tyler doesn't have the same reach as me.
Crazy, bro.
What?
Is Meek Mill on
Absolutely.
TV? Is he on
That's what I'm
Adult Swim?
saying.
My nigga, does Meek Mill need to be there? First of all, let me tell you this, right? Let me paint you a
But this is
picture.
a
Dog.
whole
Yeah,
different demographic.
Tyler the
I'ma paint you
Creator
a- I'ma paint
is
you this
mainstream
picture.
culture.
No, this is what I will say. This is what I say.
Meek
This is what I will
trap
say.
hip hop. Like
Check this out.
there's no
Hold on. Check this out.
comparison.
Check this out. Check this
Tyler's
out.
a
Tyler the
pop star.
Creator. Tyler the
I'll paint
Creator,
you a
right?
picture, bro.
When I say the demographic of who's buying the albums, who's buying albums? Now, I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but it's the people who's probably watching Adult Swim. It's the people who's probably watching. I'm not gonna say Goofy, but a different, unique-minded, very, very far artistic, creative personality who happens to be African American.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
this, I think that's gonna always sell more to the people who buy albums in general versus somebody who reaches urban cities, communities, and
Well,
things
here's
like
the thing,
that.
right?
Because I don't know about
I got
Tyler the
ammo
Creator
on
giving
me.
out turkeys in the hood. On
Nah, but here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right?
I mean, he's not from
Meek
the
like a
My
2 or
point,
3
you know,
year,
that's
like
my point.
Meek had like 2 or 3 years where you couldn't say anything hip hop without his name coming up. Like Dreams were worth more than money, dating Nicki Minaj, the beef with Drake, like.
And remember, he lost that.
Well, he took too long to release War Pain. That's the problem.
I don't care what y'all say. He still did not lose that. Even if he never put out a record, he did not lose that.
That's like saying Nas didn't lose to Jay.
No, Nas
didn't lose to Jay.
What?
All right, yo, I'm really ending this.
Hold on.
podcast,
So
yo.
hold on. Matter of fact,
You
no,
got
no.
something to do?
No,
This
no.
is
So
ridiculous.
hold on. I said this before. I said a lot of the times people in this generation make the comparison of the Drake and Meek Mill beef to the Nas and Jay-Z beef.
All I'm trying
Nas,
to-
hold on. Drake being the victor, Nas being the victor, Drake and Nas being compared. But that's actually a perfect comparison because if you look at Jay-Z,
You mean
quote unquote,
Jay-Z and Drake?
no, I said it like I said it. No, don't correct me. I said what I meant. You know what I'm saying? In this generation, they make comparison that, you know what I mean? The Drake and Meek Mill beef is to the Nas and Jay-Z beef.
Yeah.
And that Nas was the victor and Drake was the victor. So Nas and Drake are similar and that Jay-Z and Meek Mill are similar in being the losers. But they're also similar in the sense that what Nas did and what Drake did was they made an impactful, amazing song where they got at them. But at the end of the day, the facts remain the facts. The truth is like oil and water. It always come to surface. Jay-Z was spitting real facts. Like even if he lost on record, Nas lost in life. Like Meek Mill,
all
like
I'm
Meek,
s-
and I
All I'm saying
I like
is
Nas better than
ended up
Jay-Z.
signing to Jay. So I mean,
But
so
hold on,
who
so-
really won in that situation?
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
That's what I just said. Nas won the battle. Nas lost in life. You know what I'm saying? Just like Drake won the battle, but in real life, in real people's eyes, not in social media.
Yeah.
Drake lost. Like when it comes to hip hop and the integrity of hip hop.
Yeah.
Like Meek Mill said, if you ain't write it, don't record it. I don't know how they getting down across the border. And that's real talk. Like if you ain't write it, don't record it. Like that's hip hop.
Yeah.
Now we gonna give Drake pop artist or performer of one of the best performers of all time.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
the comparison I'm making.
All right.
All right, look, really quick. 'Cause I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
You want to
Don't
hear my
be
top
mad with
five
that.
for 2017?
I'm
Because
gonna
I
ask
know
you
we
another
talking
question.
about trends
All
for
right,
2018.
let's do that. Let's do
But
that.
you want
Let's
to
do
hear?
that.
You want to
I
hear
wanna-
my logic?
Top 5 albums in 2018.
All right.
All right, here's the thing. No 444, no Damn.
I mean, for
That's
me,
a cop-out. Those
for
two
me,
are cop-out.
444 wasn't a top 5 album. I'm just saying. you entitled to your own opinion.
444
was
listeners are
on
gonna
the top
realize
5
this dude
album.
got the wildest opinions, bro. The absolute wildest.
'Cause I'm all about the culture. I'm all about the
You can't
culture
tell
of
me-
hip hop.
All right, everything you said, your whole rubric, 444 should have at least 4 out of 5 stars in that thing. Cultural impact.
But let's
lyricist,
but
like
let's-
the composition of
let's
it,
think about
the
this,
promotion,
though.
The
everything.
Sonics.
Let's-
The Sonics.
let's-
Don't forget
let's-
the Sonics.
Yeah.
Let's think
everything.
about all of the things that were involved in that album, right? At the end of the day, Jay in that album, in my opinion, was influenced by the culture. And here's why. When you think about the types of tracks that Jay typically raps on, you didn't hear any of that on that album. They were all current beats.
Well, because
They were all current beats that No ID would have gave to somebody like Cole, or that No ID would have gave to one of the up and coming cats like Belly. Like, there were no tracks on that album that were like, yo, this is a Jay track. Like,
But doesn't Jay always mess with the times?
Jay
That's
does
what makes him so.
Jay is a trendsetter of the times.
Because then,
Whoa!
10 years in the game.
The only
dog.
thing,
hold on,
the
hold on,
only
hold
thing
on.
he
I got you,
trended,
I
the
got
only
you.
trendsetter,
I
the only thing he
Jay
trended
has
was
always
platinum.
been
That's it.
I got
a
you.
trendsetter
You made
of
it
the
a
time.
line. I made it a hot song.
Thank you, bro. Thank you,
I
bro.
mean,
Thank
he
you.
had
Thank
cats,
you, bro.
He had cats wearing button ups and shit. He had cats wearing throwback jerseys.
All right, nah,
When
he
He
did.
had
He
cats
killed the
throwing.
throwback.
Oh,
Nah,
he
he
had
killed the
cats throwing.
throwback.
I had to stand up for this.
That's what
I know
I'm
y'all
saying.
can't see the podcast, but I just stood up out my chair. Yo, he said Jay-Z was responsible for jerseys. That was the whole beat that he had with Jay-Z. Like,
he
yo,
had
how you
cats
stealing
wearing
our style?
Iceberg. He had cats wearing
The only
he
thing
runs
Jay-Z
the whole
trendsetted was
fat line.
the only thing Jay-Z trendsetted was platinum.
He was responsible for killing throwbacks. Like, with change clothes, that's what killed throwbacks.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
So again, what I'm saying is Jay usually
Nah,
is
he
a
put
trendsetter.
auto-tune to sleep.
You can tell. Yeah, he
It won't-
definitely
It won't back
killed.
up. He thought he killed it. He just choked it out.
Yeah.
Put it in the sleeper hole. That's it.
Yo, he straight hurt like T-Pain career, dog. Like, he put that nigga on ice, like for a minute.
But you
For
know
a
the
second.
craziest thing is people were always using it and T-Pain never needed it.
I know.
That's what's
That
crazy.
is crazy. And then
People were
what's-
using it because they needed it and
then
T-Pain never
what was
needed
also
it.
wild though is when he dropped that for auto-tune. Remember, Ye dropped Yeezus that same year, and he was using that.
Nah,
shit
that
like
was
crazy.
Death of Auto-Tune. I thought that was around 808s. Am
Yeah.
I bugging?
Yeah, which was
which was even more heavily
Exactly,
auto-tuned.
which was even-
808s the Heartbreaks is stupid Auto-Tune.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what.
Yo, it's
that's
literally-
what I personally
yo,
hate.
that album-
I hate that album.
Right.
That
I
album
personally
is
hate that
Auto-Tune
album.
featuring
Even though
Kanye.
sonically though, it was
That is facts. Yo, I hope Auto-Tune got their royalties off that album. Oh, Doug.
Yo, that nigga
Facts,
said
yo.
make Auto-Tune need to be collected
It's
royalties.
not like it's like writers, producers, auto-tune too.
Yo, Auto-Tune
Co-written
literally-
by Kanye West,
Yo,
co-produced
it's
by
like Auto-Tune
Kanye.
sat Kanye down in the studio like, yo, I need you to just start reading this, bro. I got it from here, my nigga.
yo auto-tune. Here was auto-tune. The guy from auto-tune. He was like, "Yeah, look, I'm gonna give you $20 million to write this album." That's it. That's basically what they probably did. They walked in the studio.
Yeah, for
and it was
real.
just like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you $20 million to write this."
And we're
album.
gonna give you an auto-tune software that's not gonna come out for 2 years.
exactly
Facts.
exclusive.
Exclusive. Facts.
Nah. All right. Damn, because you definitely. Nah. All right, we're going to have to agree to disagree.
It wasn't my top. It wasn't a top 5 album.
All right. Well,
So there was some other joints.
This whole thing was just because of 444. I want
Yeah.
y'all to know that.
Yeah,
Like,
this is true.
That's deep.
This is true.
That's deep.
This is true. So, all right. So you want to hear my top 5?
Yes, we'll go.
So you
we'll go
already
around.
heard. You already heard 2 of them, right? So
I
you
decided to
heard-
do Sci-Hi, right?
So you heard
No Dope
Sci-Hi
Sunday.
was number 4, right? Mm-hmm. I decided number 2.
What was number 1?
So my number 1 album was Damn. Hands down.
Okay, I didn't want to include
Yeah.
those, but
Damn was definitely like my.
I guess
number
we'll do
one
it.
album. Yeah, I mean, to me that was just a brilliant concept. And when you do listen to this album, like you listen to it from 1 to 10, 1 to the beginning to the
Yeah.
end, right? You get a different emotion and feeling from when you listen to it from Duckworth to the first track.
Right.
You get a completely different chakra vibration. You know what I mean? Which is weird, but it's dope how he flipped it.
Right.
There's a whole energy movement behind that album. So that's one reason why I really like that album. And of course, how it advanced the culture. Like he showed in many ways what Chance that introduced to us, which is why I would say that would be my number 3 album.
What,
You know
Chances?
I mean? Chance's album.
He didn't drop this year. It was last year.
Chance was in 2017.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't 2017?
That was 2016.
2016?
That was 2016. It went up for the Grammys this year.
Hey yo, it was such a good album. It was still my favorite album in 2017.
Well, look. All right,
He's like, I'm
so
still
in that
listening
case,
to it.
In that case,
Right.
then I'll
If
suspend
that's the case,
I'll
nigga,
suspend that
Enter
judgment.
the 36 Chambers is
I'll
my favorite album.
suspend
2016, 2017.
What's your favorite song on his album? Your favorite one? His coloring book?
I'll be honest, I didn't listen to it. I still haven't listened to any of Chance's music.
Me neither. I have not listened to Chance.
Really?
Crazy, right?
Chance is really good.
I know.
He had an album. He had a track with Jeremiah up there. That was what's that joint with Jeremiah?
Like, I've heard songs here and there, but like consciously listening to Chance, like sitting down, like I'm gonna listen to Chance. I haven't done it yet.
Hey, honestly,
I have to listen to
Like
he's
other people will play, I'm like, yeah, Chance is dope, but like I gotta sit down and like listen to him and like.
So the song that for me that was probably one of the best songs was the song he had with Jeremiah and Francis and the Lights. It was called Summer Friends. Super chill song, but it's just about like how like your relationships change with the friends you have over time as you grow and evolve as a person. You know what I mean? Like, and I thought to me that was like a song that really spoke to me in the moment. You know what I mean? I think if I had to continue with different tracks, right? I mean, different song, different albums, right? From my 2017, right? So we got the 3. Damn. I decided, right? So we got 3 and 5. And my 3 and 5 are probably gonna fuck with y'all.
I'm
about to buckle in for this because this is some. All right, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah?
Yeah, my body's ready.
You
He said this nigga gonna say something, make my legs collapse.
I'm ready. I sat up straight and everything.
You about to lose yourself, bro?
I sat up straight and everything. I'm braced. 'Cause this is gonna be wild. I can feel it.
You feel like it's gonna be
It's
wild?
gonna be wild.
It's actually
Red Hot Chili
it's
Peppers.
actually pretty anticlimactic, right? It's like, all right, so number 3 is basically Cole's album, right? For me,
That came out end of last year.
no, that came out,
Wasn't this year?
but it was a December release. It was a December
counting that?
release for 2017. Like
Does that count?
it wouldn't have went up for the Grammys. It wouldn't have been voted for the Grammys in 2017.
All right, we'll give you that. We'll give you that.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
We'll give you that.
You
No,
know?
that's fair. That's fair. That's
So Cole's album, and then the last album that I think for me was like probably one of the best albums in 2017 because it just I feel like it's gonna be a staple for how cats go into 2018 is I'm laughing because honestly y'all gonna feel me on this even if you're like I don't think it's a 2015 album, right? I mean, I don't think it's a 2017 best album, but I think in terms of impact for the culture and that this person has had on hip hop, Kodak Black, the Project Baby joint.
I'm
Okay.
not even mad at that.
I'm not entirely upset.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm not-
'Cause I was rocking that album. I'm not gonna lie. I was rocking that album for a little bit.
Like I mean, it's an earworm album.
Yeah, nah, because like after hearing that, I'm like, damn, I don't even want to go to Vegas because Kodak can't go. Like every song, he's like, I'm banned from Vegas. I can't even go to Vegas.
Yo, but I feel like for what he
Every
did for the
song.
culture, like this year, like I mean, like he kind of like when you think about this cat's music, right? This shit is unorthodox. Like he don't ride melodies. His shit is off cadence. You know what I mean? Like he talk about whatever.
You don't even
And-
believe in Jesus.
You know what I
Why
mean?
you
You
got
got
a
a
Jesus
Jesus
piece.
Yeah, that song was hard.
Yo, you want to know what's
Hard.
crazy?
Yeah,
I was saying that and quoting that long before I heard the song.
yeah.
Simply because everybody just be like, you don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus piece? I was like, what the hell?
It is because it's just it's his personality,
one, yeah.
and I think we're gonna see a lot of that in the music. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Now, granted, was that one of the best albums that dropped? Nah, but you got to go back to my criteria.
Right.
You know what I mean? All of those albums essentially were a part of influencing culture in unique ways. All of those albums.
Okay, yeah, I'll give
You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
I think we're gonna see more rugged shit like No Dope on Sundays. I could have easily put Dave East in that. You know what I mean? Like East was probably like number 6. That could have been my number 5. Cause Dave East next year, he gonna be the man, yo. If he wasn't already the man this year, the shit next year is gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? Like he already got a crazy ass buzz, yo. You know? So it's like, I don't know. I think my 5, 6, and 4 could have like been swinging in many different ways.
Right.
But I thought in terms of how they move culture forward, their reach, like just the sound sonically, and what it's gonna do to influence the people that are coming out in 2018. I think those are all people that are leading the game right now.
Right.
All right,
That's a good one.
You want to go next with me?
Yeah.
I can go next.
Yeah, because I don't really be listening to albums like that. And
Yeah.
music like that. Like, I listen to songs and stuff I like, but I don't be listening to, like, if you want to ask me the top mixtapes of 2017, let's get it.
Let's do it.
I
But
smoke
then,
y'all in the mixtape
honestly,
game. Like,
look,
but
in 2017, no, I mean in today's music game,
Album and
mixtapes
mixtape the
are
same thing.
albums,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
facts.
So
Facts.
what would you say? What would you say?
let me think about that.
All
Let me
right,
think
I'll
about
let
that.
mine rip.
I got to think
I'll
on
rip.
that.
I tell you what though, one just bomb I'll drop, yo. So I know this is like a side note, but Royce or Black Thought?
Black Thought.
Yeah?
Easy.
Royce the 5'9" over Black Thought? I mean Black Thought over Royce?
Easily.
Really?
Easily. I mean, because me personally,
I mean, my man got
this is the thing, bro.
he clinching. He had a visceral response to this shit.
The
What you
reason
mean?
why I have such an instant response is because it's just like if somebody asked me like cannabis and Eminem, I'm gonna say cannabis. You know what I mean? And it's not to take away from Eminem's ability, capability.
you're gonna say.
It's not to take away from, you know what I'm saying, Roy, like they're amazing. Like
Yeah.
Royce the 5'9" is an animal.
Yeah.
But I rocks with Black Thought more.
Yeah.
Like I like that you gonna get swooped down and stole on. Like whereas I don't like that. I pull out a gun, a flag sticks out, and it says "bang" on it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's still fire,
Yeah.
but it's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like Black
yeah.
Thought, he could talk. Like Black Thought is the type of dude that he could talk to intellectuals and people from the hood at the same time.
Right.
Whereas people from the hood would appreciate Royce the 5'9", but a struggle
Yeah.
to hear him versus Black Thought, because Black Thought could drop heavy vocabulary and still keep it gutter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I agreed. I started to agree with you when you did the cannabis Eminem thing, but then when I heard your reasoning, I had to disagree. The reason why I get your cannabis Eminem thing is because they have very similar styles. This cannabis was first.
There we, and I wish more people would say that, bro.
Yeah.
That cannabis was first, bro. Everybody talk Eminem. Yo, if cannabis was not blackballed,
Yeah.
who would Eminem be?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yes,
On
that's
dogs.
true.
Who would Eminem be if cannabis didn't get blackballed out the game?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people who gonna hate me for that. But that's, because that's the truth.
I feel
But here's
you
the
though.
thing,
I
right?
feel you
Yeah.
though. You would be. I mean, honestly, Eminem may have been there because he's a white rapper.
Of course,
just like,
of course.
But he would have been the equivalent of G-Eazy and Logic.
There we
rather
go.
than
Yeah.
There we
he
go.
is today. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
exactly.
so with that in mind, when you made the comparison, like who's better, Royce and Black Thought, I literally had that same thought. I was like, all right, well, they're in the same vein. It's just Black Thought was first.
That too.
Because
That
the
too.
thing is, like, everything you're saying about Black Thought applies to Royce. Royce can do does and can do exactly what Black Thought is doing. It's just Black Thought was first.
Yeah, I mean, all right, maybe I'm a weirdo like this, but like,
Yeah.
There's nuances.
if you hear it, like, yeah, there's
Like,
nuances.
remember the BET site for the Slaughterhouse one where, like,
Yeah.
Royce will play around. He was like, hi, Rihanna, doing that
Yeah.
continuously. Like, Black Thought ain't doing that.
That's what I'm getting at. Like,
the-
he's more
Royce has a
gutter
little
with
bit
it.
more antics because you know he's from like the
Yeah.
D12 kind of vein though. They all do that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
that's
because,
true.
and that's the thing. That's for me. Like, I'm more of like if people ask me my top 5, like I'll be like Mos Def, Rakim, Jadakiss, and Styles P, and be like, what? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's such an
Yeah.
off, but that's because like that gutter, like,
Yeah.
that's the foundation of hip hop too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I feel like Black Thought, he does a better job of meshing the gutter with the intellectual
Yeah.
than than Royce because again of the antics. I feel like the antics takes away from that meshing.
Yeah, no, it's because
That's an interesting. That's an
again,
interesting-
that's that
Yeah.
shady
Yeah.
D12 kind of camp where
Yeah, true.
they'll rap mad hard and then do antic type stuff. But
That even like what's his name, the battle rapper Ill Will from Pontiac,
Yeah.
Michigan. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much Detroit or whatever. That's
Yeah.
how they get down. Like he's
Yeah.
gutter,
Yeah.
but he's a weirdo.
Right,
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? He's a weirdo.
not
It
Calico
is.
though.
Nah, Calico,
Yeah.
he's official. He's
Yeah.
BMF. He's something different.
Yeah, in fact.
He's the exception, not the rule.
exactly. Exactly.
But to loop it back, so what I'll do, I'll give my albums, but I'll exclude 444 and Damn because I feel like that's just the cop out answer. So
Okay.
I can't give these in any particular order. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Rhapsody, Layla's Wisdom.
Ooh, see, that was on my outer ring. Like, clearly could have been one of the better albums this year. Hands down.
The reason why that's in like my top 5 shade from them is
Yeah.
because that was the first time in a long time like I was like, yo, I had to run back a female rapper.
Yeah.
Like I listened to her album like 3 times straight in a day.
I did too.
'Cause I was like, did she just fucking say that?
Yeah.
Like when she got on that track with Kendrick,
Ooh,
yo,
yes.
if you had put
Yes.
any other name on that song, like remove Kendrick and subbed it for anybody else, they would have got their life barred away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like save for like, you know, the really like
She
you
said,
know,
"Yo, did you see how she hit it? She hit him with the I see no. What was the line about Sierra and Future? Oh my gosh, yo! I see. Y'all see errors and man, I feel like I'm butchering the line.
Yeah, I forget it,
gotta
but she
find
was
the line,
killing it.
but it was like, wait, what?
her album is so solid. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Black Thought's on there.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back on.
Somebody's on there. Like somebody like real big. I know Buster's on there. I think Black Thought's on there too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Black Thought is on this album.
But her album is nuts. Like she had one song, I forget the name of it off the top of my head, where the beat switches like 4 times. Once it gets to that second or third beat, it's just straight ninth, like going off. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. That was I did a snap of it. I'm sitting there walking around, and then I hear that beat, and my face just scrunches like somebody, like the worst smell ever just hit my nose. I was like the whole face we had during the beat battle, that was it. During the chunk of her album, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Killing it.
Yeah, she has this track. It's the track with Anderson .Paak on it.
Yeah.
And she got Black Thought on it.
Yeah.
She definitely has some like hip hop greats that came in and show her some love.
Yeah.
On this album.
Because they know she rapping.
Yeah.
She's really rapping. So I'll give that for my top. Cause I was like, yo, like I knew she could rap, but like I didn't like listen to her albums or anything like that. Like I didn't listen to like She Got Game or anything like that. So like when I heard that, I was like, oh, she going in.
Yeah. You know, question. Did Rhapsody open the door for Cardi B this year?
No. I'm not gonna say that. No.
You think so? No?
To be honest, like, and I don't
So
want
was
this.
it Cardi's time?
No, what
she
I
kinda came out of nowhere.
I'm explaining what it is.
What I will say is like Cardi was a couple years in the making. Like this year was like the breakout year. But what I will say is like Cardi, because Cardi was doing like millions off of mixtapes, like, you know, on some like Nicki Minaj, early Nicki shit. What I will say is that the resurgence of like Cardi, like the surgence of like Cardi and like the resurgence of Remy definitely helped it so that way Rhapsody is more accepted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is the year of women. Women are winning this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's started with
heard of
Young Ma,
Drizzy?
right? Oh, Drizzy
Drizzy?
started with her.
Yeah,
but Young
Drizzy.
Ma had an impact
man,
on
yeah.
that.
That's true.
Young Ma, what?
Yeah.
The impact she had?
Honestly, yeah, that's true.
That's what really like that set it off.
Because
Yeah,
like you still
yeah.
have like people like Remy's always gonna be considered as like as a top spitter, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then other than Remy, like let's all everybody aside, it was Remy and Nicki that people were looking at, like
Yeah.
as far as like women rappers.
Yeah.
Young M.A. comes out, she's rapping.
Yeah.
Right. So then it's like, all right, somebody other than Remy that's really rapping, and then
Yeah.
you got Rhapsody is like, okay, she's really rapping too.
Yeah.
Like
Even
yo,
I'm,
and
I'm,
then you
I'm
had-
not gonna
and you
front.
had
I'm not
Young-
gonna front. Cardi B is not whack.
Nah,
she's
she's not.
rapping.
She
She's
is.
rapping, yo.
She
She's
got.
rapping.
She's
No,
crazy.
yo,
and
she
she
killed-
got.
I be wondering
and
if
she
she-
got lyricism and wordplay.
I be wondering
You
if
know?
she got a ghostwriter because she was like, you heard what from who? That ain't a reliable source. I'm like, who the hell are you? Like,
No, she killed that motorsport.
what? What?
Nah, the new joint
Stop
she got with
playing.
21 Savage.
I ain't hear that yet.
Oh, well, what's that? What's that?
We'll get to it.
Bartier.
Cartier.
Yeah, yo, matter of fact, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I like the feel of the song. I'm not gonna say the lyricism wasn't crazy to me.
Nah, she
like
killed
the
that
other one.
motorsport, dog.
Yo,
She
motorsport?
Like, I turn offset.
Bartier, Cardi
I get
B.
offset. Oh my God. She
I'm not
going
gonna
the
front.
fuck
That's
in.
that's
Yeah.
actually the one part of the verse I really did not like. Like, I hate that cheesy public display.
Yeah.
Shut
Nah,
that shit up.
but
We
the
already
way-
know what
nah,
y'all
exactly.
doing. We know you was a stripper.
Right.
You know you were
No,
offset. Shut up.
That part,
Just keep spitting.
like that part of it, yes. But the way she played around
But
with
the
it,
way
I
she-
was like,
yeah,
hold
yeah,
on,
yeah.
that's something I would do. Like play around with
Right,
it.
right,
I was
right.
like,
Well,
I'll give
and
her
even
that,
on
like,
this, like I
tip
said,
hat,
the
you feel
Bartier
me?
Cardi
Absolutely.
joint, like
With you on that.
she plays on that as well. Like, and I feel
That's
like
what I didn't like about it.
yeah, but the beat and her staccato delivery, like just
Crazy.
everything is
Crazy.
like it's crazy. It's crazy. I kind of wondered like the Offset like kind of like inspired a wordplay on that track because she clearly sound like I don't know if it sounds like it or
Well-
not, but it sounds like Offset.
Well, maybe. I mean, because the thing is like this, right? Think of your relationship right now.
Yeah.
You with somebody long enough, you'll pick up on things that they do.
Yeah.
And that becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
Like things and
How about
stuff like that.
How about I'm gonna say this right.
Like, listen,
I'm
like Meek and Nicki were rapping very similarly when they were
very
together.
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Me, myself, and I, nigga, we rap the same. So, you know?
I'm gonna say it like this, though. I'm gonna keep it real. Hey, yo, there's times where I've listened to a song
Yeah.
by like my favorites, and
Yeah.
I've heard how they were coming off on the song, and I started writing and coming off similarly,
Yeah.
or the same way even, but in my own way still.
Yeah.
And it's been songs that people think it's 100% like all me,
Yeah.
but it's like it's not like I jacked somebody's. I
Right.
just got influenced. I got
Right.
inspired. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I got influenced. I got inspired.
Well,
so.
I got the juice right now. Like,
Yeah.
he's got crazy juice right now.
I want to get into that before we close. So
right.
let me get these albums off.
right.
So Rhapsody is one of them.
Yeah.
Ross's album, definitely one of them. Early in the year, that joint is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's, I mean, he always
There's
got
another
crazy
album on.
instrumentation too.
Yeah, no, Ross is an A&R as a genius.
Yeah, yeah,
His ear for sound is
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So there's another album
Well,
on this
you know,
list.
he also had Bobby Womack as his like music supervisor for a while too.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
That says a lot.
You got a great like that. That shit, I mean, that just changes everything. He has Stevie Wonder producing tracks for him and shit. You know what I mean? Like when you got that kind of like musicality around you, it changes your perception of sound, right? Like because those are greats.
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one, I'm putting Tyler in there because of the musicality. Like if you listen, like Tyler, the problem with Tyler is his perception. The way he came in with like real anarchy or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that worked for Eminem, but it didn't really for him because he kind of like, well, no, he did a similar thing to M, but it didn't work for him.
Yeah.
So, but every album he's done, like musically, sonically, has been amazing. And you notice that, like, if you listen to Cherry Bomb,
Yeah.
it's ridiculously good because that was the turning point where he's like, all right, all that shit, like anarchy, kind of like, off the wall shit, like I'm turning that down and like getting really to the music.
Yeah.
You hear it on this one, Flower Boy.
Yeah.
And like, if you listen to the music, like pay attention to the way like it's produced and everything, it's an amazing album.
Yeah.
Lyrically, he's not like the strongest, but he was never the strongest in our Future. Earl
Yeah.
was definitely the strongest lyrically.
Yeah.
But you see why Tyler like leads because Tyler can get lyrical, but he's willing to balance that with amazing like sonics. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely butchered that, but
Yeah.
12E.
Wow. Wow.
12E's album. And I'll say this because like 12E's album was like
Wow.
12E's album was like the album I wanted badly and I didn't know I wanted it until I heard it.
Yeah.
Like when I heard 12E's album and like just soul 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's really like, and
Yeah.
it's not like dated,
That track
he's
with
really
Flatbush
rapping.
Zombies is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like really rapping and stuff, and like he's on this list because of that, and then also him and Ross have similar songs, like as far as like the message. Ross has Summer 17, and 12 has YBB last year being broke.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, both of those songs spoke to me in my core, my nigga.
Yeah.
When all my niggas rich by 17, bro, I played that shit every fucking day, bro. And then when 12 last year being broke, I was like, bro, every day. That shit speaks to the soul.
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta come up with a fifth. I'm gonna be upset because I feel like I'm about to leave somebody out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. 2 Chainz.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm gonna change that.
Pretty girls like trap.
I'm giving changes his respect. There's somebody else I'm leaving out.
That's a good one right there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good one right there.
There's I mean, I still bump that album.
Yeah.
Like I still bump that album. Like I don't know what I like about the Rolls Royce joint.
Yeah.
But that track just like it feels like a feel good positive track.
Yeah.
It says nothing. But the shit is like it feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it feels good. Like if I was in a Rolls Royce getting into some debauchery and probably getting some head in the back seat, I will play that track.
That's deep. That's
You know
deep.
what I mean? Like, yo, you know, like
What I want to do though before I pass over to him, I do have 2 kind of sleepers.
Yeah.
One is Jaden's album Sire. If you haven't heard that, listen to it.
Yo,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
My man Cyrus Brooks, bro. Shout out to Cyrus Brooks. Was playing me some Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yo, the whole first 4 tracks, Blue,
Yeah.
was brilliant. It's literally they all run into one another, even though they're 3 different songs. I mean 4 different songs, but like in the story in all of those songs are like brilliant, and it sets the tone for the rest of the album. Mm-hmm. I mean, and even his first single, like Icon, is a dope track. It's a dope record. I mean, I think the video for me sold it.
Icon is what's crazy.
Yeah, that was a hard song.
What?
The video was crazy.
That's actually the song he showed me. Yeah, that's actually the song he showed me.
The video sells the concept for the song. I don't know if I would have liked that song as much without the video, but the rest of the album sonically is dope.
Yeah, like Icon is not even the hardest joint on that joint.
Yeah.
Like there's so much, like that album is really good. It's mad woke though. This nigga is like, he has a song where he's talking to a girl and he's just like, yeah, and they're feeding our children dopamine, and then he goes back to like, he'll slide some shit in. He'll be like, yo, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think you're cute. Yo, the Illuminati exists. Yo, so when we going out for dinner, like he does shit like that.
That's
Like
wild.
some Jaden Smith shit though, some shit you would expect. Like, you know,
knowing how,
right? You know?
knowing the way he thinks and stuff like that, the album reflects that. But it's really dope. It's like that eclectic. So
the
it had
album
me
reflects
cracking up.
that.
Yeah.
Cause we're sitting there chilling. Like it was yesterday, we was bumping it. I was like, yo, did this nigga really say that? Like,
Yeah.
like he just didn't say it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
it's slick. It's really slick.
He's playing with people's subconscious right there.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
He
that's
understands
what it
it.
is.
He's being smart.
Right.
He's being smart because he's affecting their subconscious with stuff that they probably need to be affected by.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
it-
He's got a
that's
good
good album.
spirit, yo. You can tell.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
been brought up in a good spirit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah.
I thought I had another sleeper, but I forgot. So.
Yeah. Man, East, yo. Dave East, man. Yo, I'm telling you.
So this is what I was gonna say, right? Hold
Yo.
on, nah, I'm jumping into
Oh,
mine
that
now.
paranoia, yo.
yeah,
that paranoia when that track dropped.
Listen, I held no.
This is the thing.
I held. I was unfair to it because I was like, Kyrie Chanel was way too good.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Yo, can I get my turn though? Y'all niggas just
I feel
speaking out
you.
my
All
mouth
right,
like
you
this.
good. It's
This is
you.
what I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say. I was
Yeah.
definitely gonna say Dave East. I didn't listen to Paranoia because I was still stuck on Kyrie Chanel. Yo, that Kyrie Chanel,
Yeah.
that is such an impeccable project. Like,
Shout out to Nas, A&R in that joint.
bro, yo, that's the thing. Like,
You know?
I do not like. I'm not trying to say this, but I gotta say it like this just so I understand. I don't care about Paranoia
Yeah. Really?
yet because I'm not done with Kyrie Chanel.
The album before Kyrie Chanel is dope too.
Oh, whatchamacallit? I know what it's called.
I help you out here.
Hate Me Now. Hate Me Now.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Hate Me Now. That one right, that shit could go on this list too. Damn, but
That ain't even this year. though. That's-
my point exactly. But nah,
Nah,
Dave
but
East.
I'm in the same
But
boat.
you
I
gotta
listen-
remember, Kyrie Chanel was 2016.
No, it wasn't.
That was like 2015, I think.
Nope, it's 2016.
Kyrie
Was that early
Chanel.
2016?
I'm looking at it right now.
Hold on, Kyrie
That must have
Chanel
been
was
early
2016.
2016.
That was early 2016. It had to
Paranoia
be.
dropped in 2017.
Then I'm gonna go Paranoia, even though I didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't hear it, I'm gonna go Paranoia.
Yo,
Just
I
like
feel
that.
you. I feel you,
know what I'm
though.
saying?
I
Just
feel
like,
you.
all right, matter of fact, if I won't go Paranoia, I'm gonna go Karma.
Yeah.
Because, like, yo, he's been on a rampage.
Yeah.
He's been on a rampage. And I'm like,
Oh.
and the thing is, he's
Damn, I
like,
just remembered one too. Damn.
like Karma, Karma, he's going on like his flows,
Yeah.
the beats he's going off of.
Yeah.
It's like you hear how the beat is starting, and you're like, what? And then you hear how the beat drop, and you're like, okay. And then you hear how he coming off of it, and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. Like that song Enough.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. I'm listening to how it starts. I'm like, I hear the beat drop. I'm like, this is cool. And then it's like when I heard the hook and how he was spitting the hook.
Yeah.
Thought of another
That's
one,
when I
too.
was like, whoa, kid.
Nah,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to interrupt you because never mind. Y'all niggas been interrupting
What you
the whole
got?
time.
What you got?
The whole Dave
Fact.
East thing, right? I was like, when you were talking about East, I was like, yo, he did go off on that East Coast remix, and I was like, yo, Ferg's album was fire too.
Ooh, I mean,
Ferg's album was solid.
it was
dope.
2 songs on it that was, in my opinion, 2 songs that carried the whole album. But Ferg is moving culture. Like Ferg is like a
I
staple
like Ferg's.
in
I
culture.
12 E's more,
Yeah.
but I like Ferg's.
I mean,
that East
speaking of
Coast,
that-
I was killing that though.
Yeah, that was
especially
dope.
with East. Yo, I was listening
Yeah.
just for Dave East. I was like, I was expecting Ross to kill it, and Ross is just too smooth. My man East was like, lately I'm feeling that. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, East be going. Oh,
Yo, that's
dude,
dude right
that,
there.
that
That's my
cadence
dude.
is too good.
I mean,
bro.
honestly, before the
rap
remix,
style,
is too
his
good.
cadence is like next level, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's done it. Like the thing is, he probably has the most overused cadence.
Yeah.
Out of like an artist that's out right now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. That's
Right.
the worst. That's the
Right.
thing about it.
Right.
It's like Jadakiss.
Right.
Jadakiss probably has the most overused cadence.
Right.
Since he started, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
'Cause he doesn't matter.
Fabulous the same way. Like,
Nah,
it doesn't
Fabulous
matter.
changing his cadences a lot.
You think he's changing
Nah,
it now?
He definitely-
whoa,
Because on the last album, it sounded like some old school Fab.
bro, you should
The
be
Freddie
forgetting
versus Jason?
Fab. You
The
just
Freddie
be-
versus Jason, though, that was classic Fab, though.
Yo, Fab
was
changes
classic
with
Fab.
the times.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
he adapts. He
But
adapts.
they're mixtapes though. They ain't albums. Like the joints,
Oh, we
like
don't
the,
even wanna talk
the
about
summer,
Fab's album.
what the summertime joints.
Summertime Shootout?
Yeah.
Those are tapes, yeah.
Yeah, they just mixtapes though.
But even still, Fab's albums, it's the same thing. Fab as an entity changes everything with the times.
I
Absolutely.
think he does great themes. Loso's Way, right? Like that was a great theme for that album,
Yeah.
right? Like
The OG project.
the Young OG project,
The
great theme
Yogis.
for that project. You know what I mean?
Yogis. Shout out to
The
the Yogis.
Really,
Yo,
Yogis.
you know what I mean? So I feel like yes, he does a good job of like changing his style, but his flow in itself, in my opinion, is still Fab. He's true to Fab.
Sorry to interrupt really quick. I want to ask
we-
something about that because you mentioned Big Sean. I have something interesting in that and Migos before we close out.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. Because I want you to finish what you were saying.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
so
got
this
two good questions.
I have a bad like top 5 because I don't even know if it's like I have a top 5. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is
It
like-
doesn't matter about the order.
No, it's not about the order. It's because like I live under a rock. You know what I'm saying? And everybody who know me know this. You know what I'm saying? Like I live under a rock.
Yeah.
But
Because your favorite rapper is Prophet.
you know what I'm saying, man?
Well, it's
and
Takz, but-
then that dude he be working with Percussion. Woo, he's a problem. He's a problem. Let me tell you.
Oh, we were doing that. I forgot to put TC2 Reloaded on my joint. You know what I mean?
'cause I
forgot
just
to
wanna
put
be
that tape
taxed
on it.
forever.
Taxed forever.
Exactly. But nah, yeah. So I'm gonna say Dave East, Paranoia, and Karma. You know what I'm saying? Both of them together in one spot.
Yeah.
Because I haven't listened to Paranoia.
Yeah.
But if he came out with Karma like that, then you already.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna put Corner Stories. Don Q.
Really?
Don Q Corner Stories.
Wow.
That project's incredible. I don't care what anybody says. You do not have to press next on any of the songs.
Yeah.
Like I'm keep it real. I don't mess with drugs. Like I do not mess with drugs. And
Yeah.
he talking about popping pills, dropping roofies in his joint.
Yeah.
And I'm like, psh, pop me a pill and I'm like we probably like I got 2 perks now I'm feeling it. Yeah. I ain't into none of that. But the rest of the, you know what I mean, track is incredible project.
Yo, I feel you.
I have to put Damn on my list because, like, again, I live under a rock. You know what I mean? But if I'm not going to put Damn on my list, let's see. We got, so I got the Davies, I got the Don Q. What's his name? What's his name's album? This is why I living under a rock is no good. Y'all niggas call me Patrick from now on. Yeah, like definitely. I was gonna say Damn and 444 because I didn't listen.
Nah,
I don't
go
listen.
ahead.
To, I don't listen to complete projects. I'm saying Damn,
okay.
444.
Okay.
Those definitely were like crazy.
All right, if you putting 2 Dave East projects on there, that's 5.
Yeah.
Nah, but they're in the same spot because I didn't listen to Paranoia.
So
It's
you
not
doing a
fair.
slash, you doing a slash.
You're
Okay,
doing a
okay.
slash. Yeah, it's not fair. I didn't listen to Paranoia, and I'm still throwing it on there. That's some jerk move, but I have to.
It's that New York bias.
You feel that New York bias, word for real.
East Coast bias.
Yo, dogs.
We 4 hours away, bro. We just gonna roll with it.
I feel
Exactly.
Oh, I had a really
So who's
damn.
your
I have
number
3 more
five?
questions.
Who's your
Number
number
5. This is a good one. Number 5. You know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm drawing blanks
Yeah.
and it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
The Program by Cameron.
Wow.
You still gotta listen to that.
Like, see, this is the type of dude I am, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, again, I live under a rock. I'm into the hip hop that I like,
Yeah.
and I'm into specific like feel.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from the fact that I listen to so much different
Yeah.
music because I'm a
Yeah.
producer, you know.
Yeah.
So I listen to all the type of music, and I give credit and respect where it's due.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about my personal favorites,
Yeah.
like those are the songs I've been listening to. I've been listening to
feel
The
you.
Program by Cameron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to Karma.
Yeah.
Corner Stories, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Damn, 444.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 right there for me.
That's what's
Yo, you like you in the physical compared to you in the spiritual is different. Like you in the spiritual is wearing Tim's, bro. You're not even from Boston. you listen to straight New York niggas, bro.
Hold on. That right there, besides, hold on,
The only person you said that ain't from New York is Kendrick.
right?
Yeah. That's why. But I feel you though. I feel you. I feel like
Trading your top 10s, bro, for some Tim's.
Yeah, for real, right? For real.
It's kind of crazy. because I feel like when I
Word to
even think
mother.
about mine, like I like
That Duke.
I like the Midwest and the South.
I'll do it to you,
know what I
Duke.
mean?
Because I do. Hold on, y'all remember that Jim Jones? I do it to you, Duke, because I do tough things. What? I do it to you, Duke. 'Cause I do tough things.
Yo,
Nah, but so that's your 5, right?
Yeah, that's my
All right.
5, man.
I have-
how y'all feel about Currency?
He didn't drop anything this year.
Yeah, he did. He dropped 3
Album?
projects this year.
Yo, I did not.
He's
hear
been under the
about
radar.
any of them.
They treating
I love
him like
Currency,
cannabis,
though.
yo. They treating him
I love
like
Currency.
cannabis.
So he dropped a new joint. He dropped Pilot Talk Trilogy, which was like 41 tracks.
What?
Yo, that's a lot.
And then he dropped the motivational EP, the motivational speech EP with Lex Luger, and that joint is bananas.
I got homework.
Ridiculous,
Huh?
Yeah, only feature on the album is the return of the OJ the Juice Man.
Wow.
Yeah, I got some homework to do.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
It's cold.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Currency's my dude too.
Yeah.
Because we coming up on an hour. I have 3
Spit
interesting
hands
questions.
Please.
I'm gonna.
Oh, can I say who's coming out for 2018 real
Yeah,
quick too?
yeah. We
Yeah.
never even got to that. That's crazy. We just be like,
Don't worry,
tangent after tangent.
We'll do this more often.
Let's do it.
Hobson is coming out 2018.
I'm not a
Calling
fan,
it.
yo.
I'm not a fan, but
I'm
he's
not a
coming
fan
out.
either.
He's a
He's
weirdo.
coming out. He's coming out.
Yeah,
a
he's
weirdo,
coming out.
man.
Okay, yeah, okay. No, I'm not saying that to be like an asshole. I'm
On
like,
to
no,
the
I'm like, you
next.
got that. Yeah, he
On
will.
to the next
He will.
one.
He's coming
All right,
out.
Let's go.
No, he will. He will.
Hey yo, these niggas is dirtbags.
No.
Hey yo, for the record, man, this might be my last podcast episode.
No, I realized how that came off, but I didn't mean for it to come
Yeah,
off
yeah,
like, yo, I agree with you. Like,
Yeah,
'cause you
shut
got
up,
a
my
point.
nigga. Anyway, questions.
Oh, my fault.
Nah, y'all Gucci,
I
y'all
wanted to
Gucci.
come off
It's
like
like
that.
it's like act and take off.
What?
What?
I ain't let that bad booty.
You like
dude.
what?
Like I let that bad booty.
You know I'm about to be right. I'm about to be Joe Budden. Just toss the mic and get up. Toss the mic and get
Wrap
up.
it up then. Nah, this is an interesting question. Which city do you feel is going to be running hip hop in 2018?
Boston on dogs. Boston is coming out. Boston is last 2017. Hey yo, matter of fact, shout out to Plaid Finesse because I'm taking this off of his Twitter and I don't even be on Twitter. He said 2017 was Florida, 2018 is Boston, and I agree with him 100%.
What is it? Is it because of Joyner Lucas?
No,
Johnny-
he's Plaid Finesse is popping. Plaid Finesse is doing it.
Yeah.
He's making a wrecking on the scene right now. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude. But just that statement he made,
Yeah.
he's 100% right. Like he's 100% right. Like this
Is it Cousin Stiz buzz or like what is it? What is it?
The door. This is the thing. The doors in Boston. The doors, like the opportunities, are opening up in Boston.
A&R's here?
Oh, easily.
Would you say that?
100%.
Yeah?
100%.
Okay.
And the thing is, you don't have to go too far to find really, really talented people here in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a city of talent. It's just a city of where there's a lack of support. But I think Boston definitely could possibly be that place.
Interesting.
You're covering the mic.
Oh.
Yeah, it was hard to. Yeah. All right. So who are some people to look out for in Boston?
Prophet, Takz.
Well, Takz was the obvious choice, but no, just play. Nah, who else? Because the thing is, like, if you're gonna, like, if we're gonna say that, we gotta give reasoning why. Like, yes, there's opportunity. That doesn't mean there's talent. You know what I'm saying?
No, there's definitely talent. There's definitely talent. There's a lot of people in Boston that's doing it right now. A lot of people that's doing it. Like I said, Plat Finesse is doing it. You know, Hefe Replay been doing his thing. Cyrus Brooks, I know him, and he's coming to drop. And when he drops, he's gonna hurt a lot of people in the game. I know this. Nigga, I'm dropping, and I'm dropping so heavy, it's gonna hurt people. And I'm saying this because I've been making music for 10 years, ain't dropped nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm really gonna hurt the game. I have to say that with all cockiness, all arrogance, like, and I'm saying that really to say with all confidence. But there's a lot of ill people that it has to just come to mind. But I want to hear from the Dutch Rebels too. I feel like Dutch Rebel might come. I think B is gonna come because she already has a major platform. I'm saying I think a lot of opportunities in Boston is. A lot of artists is gonna capitalize on opportunities in Boston. You know what I mean, there's already artists who's, you know what I mean, working on a major scale that we don't even know about. You know what I mean, that are from Boston, 100%.
Yeah.
Boston managers who are working with artists down in Atlanta and stuff like that. You know,
It's interesting.
What about you? What city?
Man, honestly, just getting wind of what friends are doing back home in the DMV. I mean, there's just so much buzzing there from like all kinds of sounds. I mean, from Masego and what they're doing with like jazz, and I mean, just the fusion of trap and hip hop. Like, I think you're gonna hear some things from like DC. Goldlink obviously had a crazy year this year.
yeah.
I mean, Wale, he's just a force in that region in his own.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, cats like Drum, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna have a crazy year this year.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I think my man A1 is popping right now, like overseas, and I can only imagine that buzz when he starts touring in States. Like that buzz is gonna go like crazy. I think my man Gino has a lot of interesting placements this year. Like, and he's heading out LA now. Like, so he's doing shows out there. He's been doing a lot of shows in New York. I think he's gonna do some really interesting things. I mean, a lot of the producers are now also working with the artists now. Same way that like Metro Boomin and London on the Track started working with artists that they had in their roster. A lot of the producers that had names in VA like are now working with artists and putting out projects with them. Like Knots. I know Bink, he's putting out some stuff. Timbaland just dropped a hip hop track, which is, I mean, like Tim has been in the pop world for so long. He just did a track with Black. You know what I mean? So like I feel like the DMV, especially even like honestly, even thinking about like King Los out in Baltimore, like all those cats, like all of them are coming with music in 2018. You know what I mean? And like there's cats that they are also bringing up. So I think honestly DMV, considering how the music moves from it sort of bounces around from coast to coast, and VA and the DMV region has always been like a force in the music. I think there's gonna be some interesting sounds that come out of there in 2018.
That's deep.
All right. I'm going to partially side with Prophet. I want it to be Boston.
Yeah.
Only because I know there's a lot of dope talent, and partially.
There's a lot of amazing talent. A lot of amazing talent.
What I'm going to say, though, is that somewhere in the West Coast is going to blow up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't explain why, but like Phoenix. I've been seeing a lot of Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of different people from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to blow up next year.
Yeah. So that's more Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
had the juice for a minute too.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
when you
my
think
hot
about
take.
it. Yeah.
I can't completely explain why, like,
Yeah.
name artists, because, like, I just keep seeing stuff about people from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, artists and stuff like that. I feel like
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to have an amazing
Yeah.
year next year.
I think, you know, going back to like some of the things that you guys just said, like, and sort of, I think the underlying but like I guess the underlying premise of it all, or what we're actually saying, is like music, or the sound of music, of hip hop, has moved from the major metros. So it's no longer like centrally located in a New York, Atlanta, or a LA, right? Like the sound is now like is going to come from alternative markets. Like that's where the new sounds are going to come from, because we've heard the LA sound, we've heard the New York sound, we've heard the Atlanta sound, right? We know what to expect from them, because they're going to keep putting out more of the same, because the artists that are on top of the game are from those markets.
Right.
And they have no incentive to change their formula, because people buying their records.
Right.
Migos had record sales.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Future had record sales this year, right?
Right.
Like the New York artists, all of them had record sales this year. Ferg, ASAP, like all of them. Frenchie, like all of them have record sales this year. TDE, they gonna put out more of the same music. We may hear different stuff from their camp, but it's probably gonna follow suit and sound a lot like Kendrick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in its style, not the sound sonically, but in its style, it's gonna sound like that, right? So, I think what we're hearing here from just what we just said is like, there's a lot of interesting music coming out in between in these other tier markets that could change or move the culture forward, which is dope. And it's cool because you don't really have to be dependent on the industry today too, which I think is another big thing to think about. Like, how do we do it in a way, or how are these markets doing it in a way where they're independent and they can sustain themselves, sustain their own tours, and keep moving the culture forward, you know?
Yeah. Like, my thing, I think the thing for me that discourages me from saying Boston confidently is because I don't hear a lot about Boston, like, outside of Boston. Mm-hmm. And the other thing too is, like, I don't know who's going to open the door here. Now, that same argument can go for Phoenix, but I'm literally, like, every time I'm scrolling on, like, the internet or, like, reading hip hop sites, like, somebody from Phoenix is on there. Mm-hmm. Like, they've been rocking, like, the AZ way too active hashtag for, like, better part of a year, and it's been, like, catching on. Like, and a lot of stuff is happening down there. Mm-hmm. So, like, with that one, I'm like, okay, like, you get the bandwagoner sense of, like, oh shit, something's really about to happen there, and, like, I'm bandwagoning because I'm seeing what's going on there.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to pick Boston, it's solely because I believe in the talent here, but I'm not sure who would open the door.
Yeah.
I can confidently tell you I don't know who.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the interesting thing, though, is, like, you know, Prophet said there are A&Rs in town. So anytime there are A&Rs sniffing around in the market, you know, those are usually opportunities for distribution deals.
Because you gotta look at it in the sense that, like, for example, Bia is a artist from Boston.
Yeah.
Who didn't get signed last year. Mm-hmm. Who didn't even get signed 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. She probably got signed like 3-4 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, to Pharrell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And she's just been, I don't know if she, like, I don't want to say she's been low key, but she might have not been pushed into that mainstream platform. Mm-hmm. But she's supposed to be doing shows on VH1, if I'm not mistaken, Sisterhood of Hip Hop or something like that.
Well, she's working.
I mean? And then, so this is the thing, right? So then that's just one example. Then you have, you know what I'm saying? You have somebody like Cousin Stiz, right? These are like the more mainstream, but then you have people like Cam Meekins that people forget about. You know what I mean? Who have a crazy buzz in the following that are doing something. You have like the whatchamacallit, Sam Adams, like, surprisingly. But now that you have artists like Bia and Cousin Stiz making it and coming out of the city, you know what I mean? This is giving more reason for A&Rs to come sniff and find out what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they just go to the right place at the right time, remember, you don't know who's listening and when.
Yeah.
It could be, you know what I mean? Because that's how much talent there really is in this city. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I don't know who could do it or how. Like, possibly, I have an idea of who has a better chance or better, you know what I mean? But one thing that is very important to say is that one thing Takz said is, I hear a lot about Boston in Boston. I don't hear a lot about Boston outside of Boston. That's a very important thing that it made me kind of be like, maybe not so much Boston, but yeah. I still stick by that.
Like, because the last time I heard about anybody outside of Boston literally was Sean Duncan was in D.C. Mm-hmm. and he was turning up for his birthday with a bunch of people, and then Eddie Fish was out there.
Eddie Fish, yep.
And he was like, and then he's like, yo, I just networked with Eddie Fish, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to do a song with him because he did shit with like Gucci and everything like that. That's the last time I heard somebody of Boston, like outside of that. And I was like, I know I heard the name, but I was like, I might have heard it once or twice. And then I looked and I'm like, okay, like, those are like the few exceptions. Like G.O.D's in the same boat. Like people know him here and then he went somewhere else. We don't hear too much from him here. Right. But then other places he's kind of doing his thing. Right. So like there are some people, but it's not as much as like others. You know what I mean?
And that's a very good point. I feel like that's just something they do to Boston artists because like Matt Spike Miles, he was one of the first people signed to MMG. Yeah. Where's he at? Like you know,
I think he's on a Hustle Gang now. I think.
See, like nobody even know. Like I say, Matt Spike Miles, people's like, and that's not to take away from him because he was, like I say, he one of the first artists signed to MMG. But that happens to a lot of Boston artists.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, it's about who you sign to. Because look at the Bia situation, right? Mm-hmm. Think about where Pharrell is in his career. You think Pharrell's going hard for his own stuff?
100%.
He's not. Pharrell doesn't have to go hard. Pharrell does
he doesn't
not
have to go hard.
He doesn't have to, so he's not going to. It's the same thing with signing with Cole. Like, is somebody going to blow up higher than Cole? Cole doesn't want it. Does that mean Cole wants it for you? Cole doesn't promote himself like that. Cole's not that driving. Like, if you're going to sign to anybody, like, pray that you stand out above Meek and Wale and sign with Ross. Ross is going to push you just like he's pushing his own album. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you're, well, I can't think of anybody else. Ross is the only person I know that will go hard for.
Rocky Fresh is getting commercials and stuff like that.
No, but I mean, like, if you're going to sign to somebody, like Ross, I'd say is like the person I would because I know Ross will go hard for you, like just as hard as he goes for himself, he'll go hard for you.
Right, because he's trying to build a label dynasty like Rock Nation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
that's another one I would sign to, for example, Rock Nation.
Well, they do mainly management though.
But
they
what's
do a lot of
interesting about what you just said is I sort of disagree. I think for somebody like. For what you're seeing with Dreamville, I think Cole is ready to build his own label. Just like I think with TDE, they're also in a place where they're ready to build out their roster, right? But they do it strategically, like in a way where you create one priority at a time. So when Cole goes on tour, which last year, he pretty much toured all year, they're probably not going to drop much music because all of those artists are also going on tour with Cole. And Cole's tour before this tour did 20 million. So if you're a small label, you're probably going to focus in on on something that is going to push the label forward at one time. So I think even when you look at TDE, they're a small label, even though, Kendrick is a $20 million brand, right? Like those artists are still on tour with Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like they're still doing cameos or appearances with Kendrick around the world. You know what I mean? So I wonder. I think it just looks different. In today's world, like when you think about the way Ross moves, like he's a gorilla in the streets. You know what I mean? Like he has a different style of marketing. I think Cole. And what they're doing with Dreamville has a different style of marketing because of the type of music that they're trying to put out. And then I think TDE is the same thing. I think ASAP and what they're doing ASAP Worldwide, like that's probably a label to watch. And honestly, even with Drake's label, OVO Sound, like that is going to be a label to watch because they got a lot to prove. They got a whole lot to prove.
They do, but it's because everybody's under Drake's shadow. The problem is with OVO is that literally Drake takes songs from everybody from OVO. It's not OVO record. Like, it's not an OVO label. It's the OVO sweatshop. Mm-hmm. Like, facts. The problem, facts. Like, here's the thing. They're polar extremes. It's like Drake on one end is the number one artist. Like, he's the priority. He is his main focus. Like,
Noah. You see that at Rockefeller with Jay?
No, but
and this is why I
got this right.
That's a fact, though.
But that's to the OVO sound is to the utmost extreme. Like, you can't come. Like, if you got a hot song, like, nah, Drake's like, come up off that. Yeah, like you're not doing that.
But that's okay if that does $1 million. If that record goes platinum, before Kanye, you get 10% on that. You just made 100 racks.
Before Kanye, before Kanye, who was signed to Jay-Z and blew up?
Stay Pop, Beanie Siegel.
They blew up.
Hell yeah. They were a $20 million brand. They had movies. They had fashion. They had records. Beanie was dropping platinum albums. PD Crack went platinum, and nobody knew who the hell this dude was. Young Guns went platinum. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
these guys
Freeway went
got
platinum.
these Freeway went platinum. All these guys
Man,
got
Bleak went platinum.
Where they at right now, though?
well, I mean,
That's what I'm talking
their
about. Like,
leadership. Their leadership wasn't there. Beanie got locked up.
hold on. No,
No, but-
their leadership, even before Beanie wasn't, like, that's the thing. A lot of people, if you look at the backstory of State Property, Beanie was never their leader. It was 6 random artists that they put together, like, yo, y'all gonna be represent Philly, we gonna call y'all State Prop. Beanie was the first. Oskino was signed before Beanie was signed.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Emilio was signed before Beanie was signed.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Beanie wasn't, like, necessarily the leader. But even aside from that, like, who's his leadership? You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, Beanie Siegel, like, the reason why Beanie Siegel was so whatever, and that's the thing, when you think of State Prop, you think it's Beanie Siegel before anybody else, because Jay-Z co-signed Beanie Siegel. He said he's gonna be one of the greatest rappers of all time. But at the same time, like, I personally feel like whenever Jay-Z feel threatened by somebody, that's when things go south. Like, and one of my boys from New York, from Brownsville, Easy, he says to me, he was like, I'd rather sign with Diddy than to sign with Jay-Z. And I was like, whoa.
Well, I mean, because Jay's an artist, right? Like,
Exactly.
whereas Diddy's a brand manager.
So that's the same thing with the Drake and the OVO thing.
Yeah.
That's
So
But I
here's
mean,
my
well,
thing about
what
that,
about-
though.
what
that's what I'm getting at. You feel
so
what I'm saying?
one other camp I also thought,
Well, I had
just as a quick tangent, that I would also say that we
Our
should look out
tangents ain't
for.
quit, my nigga.
Huh?
Our tangents ain't
I know
quick.
they always go, but good music. Like, they're a strong label, solid label, and they keep putting out like
I
the
thought about
sound
that
of the
too.
culture. You know what I mean? Like Yo Gotti, Gucci, Migos, all these cats were their albums were executive produced by Push and Kanye over at Good Music. And now look at the South this year. The South ran music this year. Yo Gotti, all these cats had great albums this year. You know, because of that. Designer even had a good album this year. You know?
Yeah.
So-
here's my thing about specifically Cole, though. So you know how, like, you know, the Drake and Jay thing, where it's like they're artists, they're gonna put themselves first, like, you know, and you're gonna lose some priority.
Yeah.
The opposite's for Cole. Like, we regard Cole as a top MC, but he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
they're polar opposites. Because if you sign with a Jay, it's like, yo, like, Jay's gonna put himself first exclusively.
Yeah.
And like, but then if you sign with Cole, it's like, yo, if you don't want it for you, how do I know you want it for me?
Yeah.
Like if Cole, let's put an example. Like, the reason why ASAP did really good this year is because Rocky may not be the strongest lyrically or whatever, but he puts his brand out all the time.
Yeah.
And so when he's exposing himself, Playboy Cardi gets some exposure. ASAP 12 gets some exposure. Ferg, like, even with that thing with Bari, like, they took that shit in stride. They were like, yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they did that exposure. Like, yo, do you want to sign to somebody that pops up on Groundhog's Day and that's it? The nigga only comes out to see if we got 3 more weeks of winter. Like, the nigga doesn't come out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, if you don't want, like, I'm signing to you because I believe in your brand, but if you don't want to do shit with your brand, what are you going to do for mine?
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm like, yo, I just want to stay home and be like with my wife and married. Cool. But what the fuck are you doing for me?
Right.
If I'm Jid, I'm nervous. Cause I'm like, I respect you as a lyricist, but I'm like, if you don't want this shit for you,
Yeah.
and you got all the opportunity, how are you gonna use that for me?
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. I definitely.
But then
I
it
definitely feel
could
you.
also be that maybe J. Cole wants to put himself in a position just to open the doors because he's already solidified himself.
Right. Right. Because technically, Cole's legendary just off of what he's put out now.
Facts.
No, but the thing is like this, right? We give Drake shit for like taking songs or whatever, but when Drake wants to put somebody on, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Migos, Future, like there's a list of people that he's put on.
True.
Because like Drake wanted to.
True.
Like, and I'm not saying that's like
A$AP,
the goal.
A$AP Rocky is an example. Yeah.
There's mad niggas that if he wanted to do it, he'll do it.
Cousin Stiz.
Yeah.
That's what got Cousin Drake is what got Cousin Stiz mad buzzing
Yeah.
flavor and fame.
Yeah.
One of Cousin Stiz songs debuted on OVO radio. How about that?
Yeah, I mean Kendrick and it's arguable that Drake put Kendrick on. Kendrick had a whole track on the Take Care album.
Yeah.
And that was right before Good Kid, Mad City dropped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so like, you have niggas like Kendrick or like even like Ross will do it or Ye will do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some cold though.
Yeah.
Cole's looking a little cold.
I think he's
like
still
in that respect, you know what I mean? Because again, like
that's a good point.
Cole gives that aura that he doesn't really want to be bothered with the stuff that comes with his talent.
Yeah.
And the exposure he's had already.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I understand that. But if I'm a new artist and I'm getting offers from him, Ross, and Ye, then it's like, all right, well, I've already eliminated him because he don't want this shit for him.
Right.
I'm like, if he doesn't want to go through the paces of getting exposure, I'm supposed to be on his tour and he don't want to promote his tour, or he don't want to drop new music, so he thinks that he's going to tour from some shit from like 2-3 years ago and get people to come out to see me when nobody knows any of my shit.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that risk.
Yeah.
I signed to Ross day one. He's taking pictures of me. I got an MMG chain. And his fucking profile pictures are my album, my nigga. Off rip. If I signed to Kanye, he's swinging off a fucking stage suspended 100 feet in the air, ranting about me, nigga. Like, Cole's not going that distance. Cole's reserved, and I respect it. But I'm like, yo, like, you have to, if you're gonna sign to Cole or people in that same vein, you have to be ready to fall short of where they want to be for themselves. So it's like,
That's
if Cole doesn't want this, like Cole doesn't want all that exposure. I think honestly, if Cole can maintain the same amount of money he has but be underground, he would absolutely do it.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, but by being under him, you're under his wing. So if he's like, I don't want mainstream exposure, I'm going underground. Guess what? Everybody under that wing is going underground too. Nobody's going past that.
Right.
That's a very good.
That's interesting. That's a good thing. I mean, it's interesting though, because the only caveat I would say is Boz has had great success. He hasn't had a platinum album yet.
Right.
He's had a gold album though. Right. So I just and he's the one cat you don't hear much about, but he's also doing a ton of writing for people. You know, so I also wonder, is it
Isn't
how
that
strong
chick
is
Ari
your hustle?
Lennox signed to Dreamville?
But you never hear nothing about her, right?
Yo, the females go crazy about her music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's good targeting.
That's
You know
what,
what I mean?
like she's like a modern. They be like, yo, she's like a modern Erykah Badu. Mad people going crazy for her.
Yeah, she
No
did
lie.
the album. She did
Yeah,
drop
mad
an
people
album.
going crazy for her.
And what I'll credit to Dreamville is that they have like a more kind of like underground niche kind of thing. And I'm like, if that's what, like, myself as an artist, like, if that's where I want to be, then absolutely. But like me as an artist, it's like I want to be the best there ever was.
Right.
So it's like signing to Cole for me would be like, I don't think that's the best move, because like you're no matter what, you're still going to be obscure until the day Cole's like, all right, I want to push this to the highest it can be. Which means we're going to go along with it.
Yeah. Well, I think it also comes when he chooses to fade from the music. So like for good music to have blown up the way that it did, right? Like it took Ye kind of falling back from the music. Because remember, between what was it, Yeezus and My Dark Twisted Fantasy, there was a pause there, and then music came out of the cracks before that album dropped. You know, because everyone was like, "Where's Ye?" You know, and then he dropped a string of albums, leading us up to Life of Pablo. You know what I mean? But like, before, there was a pause there, which brought music to life. So I guess at some point, you got to figure out when you want to fade and push your label, right?
So the biggest thing, the reason why I say good music is successful and a staple, not aside from the people they sign, 2 words: Good Friday. That was the most genius marketing ploy done in recent hip hop history, as far as like putting on a massive amounts of people. You have to understand, like, people were glued to the internet every Friday to hear what Kanye was going to drop, and all these songs had 30 niggas on it, and 29 of them were from good music.
Facts.
Yeah, Chief Keef, right?
Like when they did that "Don't
Chief.
Like" remix,
Yeah.
Yo, it was Chief Keef versus. It was basically good music featuring Chief Keef.
And
Right. Yeah. Jadakiss, yeah.
Fucking Dior Denim flow.
Yeah.
New God flow.
Yeah. Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was, yo, and I'm saying that was the best way to put your team on, because it's like, yo, Kanye, the thing about Kanye, he wants that. Kanye wants all the attention.
Yeah,
Right.
facts.
So it's just like, yo, like, but the thing about Kanye too, he's very Ross like, where it's just like, yo, if you're under me, you're an extension of. You're not under me, you're an extension of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like. He's just like, yo, that's why I say, like, if I sign to Kanye, I can very well expect for this nigga to rant about me during one of his concerts because, like, yo, he's done it.
Yeah.
When he was doing Yeezy Season 3, he was ranting about Designer before niggas knew who he was.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that. Like,
He was
Kanye
talking
will
about
do it.
Cudi. Even on his last tour, he was talking about his relationship with Cudi.
Facts.
Cudi dropped the album, and this album did extremely well.
Because Ye's willing to go there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Word. 2018 is going to be a very interesting year.
It is for music.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Ye might drop. Ye's supposed to drop next year, too.
Man, look, I mean, Life of Pablo, like I liked.
You want to know my biggest gripe with Life of Pablo?
What was that?
He put the wrong version of Facts on there. I don't like that Charlie Heath version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Metro version better.
You know, I wish. My only flaw with that album is I wish Andre 3 Stacks would have gave us a verse in the outro. I was waiting for it, 3 Stacks, yo. I was waiting for you, bro. Like
he's untouchable.
I thought you was gonna give me a verse, bro. Like
Yeah,
I was hurt, yo. When I just heard him singing, I was like, "That's it." Like, tell me, like, there's a second part of this track, because y'all remember the sneak tracks back in the day, where like when the song ended and then like 2 minutes later another track come on.
Yeah,
I was waiting for that. I was like, Andre 3 Stacks about to give us a verse to let him know, to let cats know. No.
So you gotta get the next album, bro. Yeah, man.
Yo, nah, but yeah, I think so. Best albums, you know, and wrapping this up, right? You know, top 3 albums for 2018. Who are they gonna come from?
In 2018, who are they gonna come from?
All right, yeah, that's a good one to close.
Yeah,
All right, listen, when we do this, just names, no explanation.
yeah.
Unless it's that wild, but I'm hoping you're not going to give us anything too wild.
I mean, Kodak Black went out the norm, dog. Like, Lil Kodak was lit this year.
Lil Pump is gonna have the greatest album.
What the fuck?
I'm just saying.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Louis set. Fendi Mob.
Damn, let me think.
That's a tough one, right? That's not an easy one to think about.
Yeah. I mean, y'all want me to jump in? I can offer some
If
guidance.
Cole's dropping, I'd say Cole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Black Thought after that freestyle
Well, the
shit.
Roots definitely will put out an album this year.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? They're due for one. They usually put out one like every 2 years.
I feel like he's dropping something.
Eminem?
Yeah, I feel like he's going to drop another one. Because the reception to Revival is not what he expected. I feel like he's going to drop something.
That shit was weak, in my opinion.
Yo, that's a whole nother episode, my nigga.
Yeah. I feel like that was his Kingdom Come album.
Yeah, but Kingdom Come was like...
That was hard. Like, what are you saying about
Like Kingdom Come's initial reception
listen.
might have not been the best, but like I don't think I'm going back to listen to Revival. I'm like, damn, this is actually hot. Like
That's what I'm saying, because you're not the core fan base, right? We were all Jay's core fan base, so obviously
I wasn't though.
No?
Honestly, I
I
wasn't.
wasn't
And Kingdom
huge on
Come made
Jay
me
back
be
then.
like, what?
that's
Why
what-
haven't I been listening to Jay-Z?
that's what I'm saying. Like the Revival album,
Nobody's gonna listen to the
Couple
Revival and be
years from
like,
now.
why haven't I been listening to
a couple
Eminem?
years from now,
that shit ages like white people,
We gonna
nigga.
look
It's
at
gonna
them.
age like fucking white people. That shit's gonna age like milk, nigga.
You're gonna be walking with a cane, orthopedic shoes. Like, how old are you? I'm 10.
That album is gonna be hot as trash.
we got
in 2
Benjamin
years.
Button disease.
You feel
And
me?
they-
We got
half,
Benjamin
bro.
Button disease, yo.
For real.
Because you know what? You know what happened? Let me get this parallel really quick. Views and More Life. How much time was in between those?
Man, not even like.
Not even a
maybe
full
like
year. Maybe like 6 months.
Not even
6 to
that. I think it was like more like 3 months.
Nah, it wasn't that short. It
More
was like
Life dropped quick.
It was like 6
I was
to 8
like,
months.
wait, Views is out, and then I didn't even hear all the
No,
Views.
you know what? You know
And
what?
More Life dropped.
It was like 5 months
Yeah,
because the reception for Views
Yeah.
was so bad.
really.
And then he was like, "Oh, I can't. I gotta hurry up and come back with something."
Wow, I didn't know that, but I
And-
didn't. I just know.
I remember
I
Views
mean-
dropped in like the fall-ish winter, and then More Life dropped in like March.
Yeah, it's interesting though because Views did it did 1 million.
Yeah, it did 1 million first week.
Yeah, but that's kind of I guess he was thinking. I mean, it was supposed to be like his huge album.
He hyped up Views for like a year and a half.
Yeah, and it I mean, granted, like I said, it did do 1 million first week, which is huge in hip hop in the digital world. But I see what you're saying. How it could have probably been perceived as a flop, considering like
No, it wasn't
supposed to be huge, considering like what happened with the Future and Drake album, which was just bananas.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yo, that dropped off the next day.
yeah,
So Cole, M, like I said, M's gonna drop something else. Like I feel like he's going to.
Yeah.
If not by the end of this year, cause I feel like he's gonna try to run something in. Like I thought he was gonna do like a double disc type situation, or like you know how like Future dropped something and then like a week later drop something. So I'm wrong about that, but he's gonna drop something.
Mm-hmm.
And then a third. Probably Ross. Ross has always been a solid choice for that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah. I could see that.
If Nas drops the album, Nas gonna have a solid album.
Well, it's
One of
a
the most-
rumor.
Is it gonna?
Hold on.
There's
Sorry.
a rumor.
If Nas actually like raps on beat instead of doing what he did on Khaled's album, then yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if Nas drops an album, like if Nas drops a Nas album, it's gonna be one of the best of 2018.
Would you
The
think
likelihood of that happening is a different conversation.
I mean, 'cause
but
he got East, man.
Nah, East isn't Mass Appeal anymore.
Oh, they're not. He's not.
Nah.
no, but it's still in like
Yeah,
they're
it's
still
still
in
a relationship
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's still
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
of
but
course.
he's not, you know.
Even like for example, Wayno is not his direct manager anymore, but he says any big pies that he get, Wayno automatically get a cut of it. So you know what I mean? He don't handle his day-to-day managing, but
Yeah.
he's still his manager,
Yeah,
so to
yeah.
speak. But no, I think
That's a force.
Migos is gonna hurt the game with an album if they do. If they drop an album,
That's supposed to be coming
if
next
they
year.
stay consistent on what they've been,
Yeah.
like if they have another year like 2017,
Yeah.
I think 2018 they're gonna have one of the top albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as like, and not as far as Migos, but as far as features and all like full album.
Yeah.
I think they can have a definitely full album.
Yeah.
Migos. I don't know who. I mean, I kind of want to say Schoolboy Q because he's more mainstream, but it got to be somebody from the TDE camp that's coming.
Yeah.
I want it to be Absol.
Yeah.
But when you look at the order in which they drop projects, I think Schoolboy Q might have a major album this year. I definitely think he might have a major album this year. And A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky hasn't dropped anything heavy in a long time, and I think it's about his time to start coming back and hitting him in the head.
Yeah.
So I feel like A$AP Rocky's gonna have something major happen. I feel like, you know what I mean, A$AP Rocky for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my three right there.
That's what's up. I think we're gonna see something from Gold Link. I think that last album that he had was was a dope album. I think it's gonna be a big album. I think
That DMV bias, all right.
yeah, man, that DMV bias, yo. But I mean, he's got like in terms of production, his production is dope. Like and his concepts and the features, you know what I mean? Like all up and coming cats. He picks good people. He got good content and it's simple. I mean, Ye endorsed him. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna be one artist to watch if Kanye drops an album. I think that album will probably be a talked about album in 2018. I think when I think Dave East is gonna have a huge album next year.
I wanted to say Dave East too. I wanted to say Dave East, but the thing is, yeah, I think it's gonna be closer to the end of the year or closer to the summertime.
Yeah.
I think closer to summertime, he's gonna drop something epic, like
Yeah.
major. I'm definitely with you on that. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna have something talked about.
I definitely think.
Don Q too, if he does it right.
Yeah.
Especially if we get A Boogie on his songs.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, yo. I'm with you.
Prophet's gonna drop something.
I also think yo, the cat Black, his next album, for if when he drops in 2018, it's gonna be an album that people like take a liking to, because he's got this weird. He has like a mainstream appeal, even though he's still underground. You know what I mean? Like Bryson Tiller did with the trap soul joint. Yeah, like he has that type of vibe. So I think he's also gonna be like somebody to watch in 2018, like heavily. And anytime Timbaland co-signs you, like I feel like
it's a rap,
you know. So I think
T Grizzly. I don't know if he's gonna drop a major album, but I want to see what he's doing in 2018.
I mean, T Grizzly, yo, I like T Grizzly, man.
Yo, if Jay-Z don't tweet and he tweet T Grizzly got the best song of the year, I want to see what's gonna happen in 2018.
Yeah,
you feel me? That's all.
Yeah, because Jay don't listen to music. You know what I mean? He doesn't listen to a lot of music. I think somebody else, man, to watch under the radar. And he just came off a tour with Jay. Is Vic Mensa.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Definitely.
I think there may be some interesting music coming from Vic Mensa in 2018 too. If we were thinking about hip hop. But I mean, that's it. That's all I got.
Word. I wanted to get into more, but I don't want this to be all day.
Maybe this is two programs.
Nah, maybe we'll come back with some disappointments of this year with another episode. So I know I had a couple album wise.
Yeah.
Like M's album, Bryson's album, but that's a different story.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing, especially after Trap Soul. But
yeah, we'll say that for another time because So really quick, just let's let everybody know where we can follow us.
You can catch me at Vinyl Mint, at Vinyl like the record, MINT like the peppermint, or at Byron the Poet.
Swag.
Instagram, SoundCloud, Prophet, PROPHET is Percussion, PERCUSSION. Twitter, Snapchat, Prophet, PROPHET_617.
Swag. So you can find me at Luxury Takz, LUXURYTAKZ everywhere, all lowercase, all one word. Word. Yo, so this might be one of the first few episodes of the new year, so soon we're going to have some major changes. Stay tuned for that. I guess for now, this has been another episode, so about to take us out.
Future Perfect.
Swag. Are we good? As soon as I can hit stop.